Shalom. I'm gonna give all the glory and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Wakah, Quadash. Double on to the apostles, elders, great millstone. Shalom to hopeful elect, which are the remnant of the Israelites, Israelite foreigners. That don't like us, but they are us. Shalom. I ain't got no title, I'm just get straight to the precepts. I'm gonna start in Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, start at verse 1. I'm gonna get out of the I'm gonna read out of the Good News translation though. Alright. So Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 1. Good News translation. Like every human being, I am mortal. I am a descendant of that first man who was made from the soil. I was conceived from the sperm of a man in the pleasure of intercourse. For 9 months, my flesh took shape in the blood of my mother's womb. All right, so of course, this King Solomon right here, speaking on how he was born, letting it be known, he was born just like everybody else out here in this world. No big difference. Verse 3. When I was born, I came into the world like anyone else. I began to breathe the same air we all breathe. And like everyone else, the first sound I made was a cry. I was wrapped in clothes and cared for. No king ever began life different. Nobody began life different. For all of us, there is one way into life, and there is one way out. Realizing that I was only human, I prayed, and I was given understanding. The spirit of wisdom came to me. So basically, like King Solomon is like, basically, I'm just like everybody else. And I was born from mortal, just like man. I mean, I was born as a mortal, just like everybody else. Realized I ain't no mother human. So praise to the Lord. Help me understand what I'm about to get myself into. Basically what King Solomon saying. I'm gonna read 7 again. Realizing that I was only human, I prayed and was given understanding. The spirit of wisdom came to me. Remember, God pray. God pray to the Lord at all times. Verse 8. I regard her more highly than any throne or crown. Slocking down, at scrolling on me. Read 9 again. Oh no, 8. I regard her more highly than any throne or crown. Wealth was nothing compared to her. Precious jewels could not equal her worth. Besides wisdom, all the gold in the world is a handful of sand, and silver is nothing more than clay. I value her more than health and good looks. Hers is a brightness that never grows dim, and I prefer it to any other light. So basically, King Solomon, he prayed for understanding, and wisdom was given to him. And ever since he had that wisdom, everything been so convenient, everything been so beautiful, everything is so, everything is just beautiful. Because you have an understanding of what you see, what goes on, why it's happening, why you gotta go through what you go through. Because you sincerely prayed to the Lord and asked him to give you understanding, wisdom and understanding to see what's really going on out here. And that's a blessing at the end of the day. And the thing is too, if King Solomon had to pray to the Lord to give him understanding, who the fuck we think we are? We need to be praying too to get this understanding and wisdom so we can last in these times, right? Cause this shit real. If somebody go to Proverbs 24 and 3. I'm gonna get it out the NLT though. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read it in the KJV and I'm gonna read it in the NLT. All right, so Proverbs 24 verse 3. I'm gonna read all the way down to 5 though. All right, this is KJV first. Through wisdom is an house builded, and by understanding it is established, and by knowledge shall the chambers be filled with all precious and pleasant riches. A wise man is strong, yea, a man of knowledge increases strength. So right here, let it be known, through wisdom is how you build yourself up. That's how you build yourself. Build yourself up through wisdom, have an understanding from the Lord. And all right. Yeah. Now I'm about to read NLT. Proverbs 24 verse 3 down to 5. All right. NLT. A house is built by wisdom and becomes strong through good sense. Through knowledge, its rooms are filled with all sorts of precious riches and valuables. The wise are mightier than the strong, and those with knowledge grow stronger and stronger. So as long as you know what you're supposed to be doing, you will always prevail. And you can't have wisdom of this world. You gotta have wisdom from above, the heavenly wisdom. That's why you gotta pray to the Lord to give you that understanding from above, so you can see what's going on here on earth. For another example, James chapter 3, I believe it's down at the bottom, probably like what, 15, 16, 17. I mean, Shalaka. But go to read James chapter 3 at the bottom. It'll tell you about wisdom from above and wisdom down here. All right, now let me get back to wisdom of Solomon. Because you gotta get this wisdom. I'm gonna read 10 again. I value her more than health and good looks. Hers is a brightness that never grows dim, and I prefer it to any other light. Verse 11. But wisdom came to me. All good things came with her. So she brought me untold riches. I was happy with them all because wisdom had brought them to me. I had not realized before that she was the source of all things. I was to sit and learning from her, and now I am glad to share what I have learned. No one could ever exalt the treasure of wisdom. You use those treasures, and you are God's friend. He approves of what you learn from it. Because at the end of the day, the Lord said that wisdom is going to be our stability in these times. So we got to have knowledge and understanding. And think about also, too, about how you see in these movies. Matter of fact, out here in public, period. You see these big, strong motherfuckers, strong as shit, big as a motherfucker. Then you see the whole time they taking orders from somebody weak, scrawny as shit. Can't even lift up a fucking pencil probably. You wanna know why? That them big motherfuckers listen to that scrawny little motherfucker that can easily pluck off? Because that man has wisdom, he has understanding. He knows things that most other fuckers don't know. So a big, strong motherfucker, they gonna listen to that person because that person give them understanding that they can't even comprehend. So regardless how big, small, whatever you are, as long as you got this wisdom from above, you good. Fuck everything else. Keep in mind though, you gotta have faith. I ain't mean to say fuck everything else, but with this wisdom, you gotta have faith also too. Lord will sincerely understand what I'm saying through the Spirit, all right? Let me get back to finish reading though. All right, 13. I'm gonna read that again. I was sincere in learning from her, and now I am glad to share what I learned. No one can ever exalt the treasures of wisdom. Use those treasures, and you are God's friend. He approves of what you learn from her. I pray to God that my thoughts may be worthy of what I've learned, and that I may speak according to His will. He is wisdom's guide. Let me read that over. He is wisdom's guide. He gives correction to those who are wise. We are under His power and authority. We ourselves, our words, all our understanding and skill. That's why He said in Isaiah 33, I'm about to just go ahead and go grab it, man, because we need this wisdom, we need this understanding, and it comes from Him. I'm going to get that in the NLT also. I'm going to read the KJV and the NLT. Let me get there first, though. You badass kid, keep fucking screaming. Salakia. Badasses. All right, Isaiah 33, verse 5 and 6 in the KJV. The Lord is exalted, for He dwelleth on high. He hath filled Zion with judgment and righteousness, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is His treasure. I'm going to read Isaiah 33, 5 in NLT. Though the Lord is very great and lives in heaven, he will make Jerusalem his home of justice and righteousness. He didn't say all the other nations. He said Jerusalem, the Israelites. Right? Verse 6. In that day, he will be your sure foundation, providing a rich store of salvation, wisdom, and knowledge. The fear of the Lord will be your treasure. So right here, as long as we got this wisdom and understanding, have fear of the Lord at all times, we should be good. All right? We should be good. Now let me go ahead. What was that? All right, verse 17. It is he who gave me true knowledge of the forces of nature, what the world is made of, how the elements behave, how the calendar is determined by the movements of the sun, the changing of seasons, the constellation, and the cycles of years. He has taught me about the nature of living creatures, the behavior of wild animals, the forces of the wind, the reasoning powers of human beings, the different kinds of plants, and the use of their roots as medicine. So with this wisdom and understanding, the Lord told them everything that he needed to know. How to use everything, how to manipulate motherfuckers, all that shit. He knows everything now. Because why? The Lord gave it to him, and he knew that the Lord was going to give it to him. As long as he prayed for it. That's what we need to be doing, get this wisdom and understanding. I learned things that were well known and things that had never been known before. Because wisdom, who gave shape to everything that exists, was my teacher. The spirit of wisdom is intelligent and holy, basically separate. It is of one nature, but reveals itself in many ways. And you gotta think about that too. This is just wisdom. Wisdom is just one thing, but wisdom stretches so far in this world. You learn so many things, variety of things, just with this one specific item. This one specific information that you have, that this specific spirit that the Lord gave you. All right, you understand a variety of things more than you can even comprehend. Because me personally, for myself, it's like I still see things. I'm like, damn, how did I notice that nobody else noticed that? Because it's the Lord, it's the spirit, it's this wisdom, man. So you gotta be thankful. You gotta be like at all times with this wisdom, man. It's the beautiful. It's amazing. Shit. Let me finish reading. No, I ain't trying to throw anybody off. It is not made of any material substance, and it moves about freely. It is clear, clean, and confident. It cannot be harmed. It loves what is good. It is sharp and unconquerable, kind, and a friend of humanity. It is dependable and sure, and has no worries. It has power over everything and sees everything. It penetrates every spirit that is intelligent and pure, no matter how delicate and subtle may be. So at the end of the day, with this wisdom and understanding, it is what it is. It's everything, basically. And that's why the Lord tells you, man, get wisdom, get understanding. Matter of fact, I might go get that. I'm going to close out there. I believe that was in Proverbs. Yep, Proverbs 4. Verse 5. Yeah, I'm going to read verse 5 and 6. I'm going to close out. Proverbs 4, chapter 4, verse 5 and 6, NLT. Get wisdom. Develop good judgment. Don't forget my words or turn away from them. Don't turn your back on wisdom, for she will protect you. Love her, and she will guard you. So you got this wisdom. You pray for this wisdom. The Lord gave it to you. Hold it down as long as you can. Because this is what we're going to need at the end of the day. It's the only thing that's going to help us get through these times. All right? So hopefully that was edifying, straight to the point. I'm going to give all the glory and praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Bakar, Kodash. Double Awesome Apostle, Elders, Great Millstone. Shalom to hopeful elect. To the remnant of the Israelites, Israelite foreigners. Don't like us, but they are us. Shalom.